even just the exit of Eng seemingly give them a little bit of additional motivation. But it's whether or not that will make a difference. Early space taken over towards the B site. Defenders almost just playing a full-on retake. And the one backstab potential is Narrate on that chamber.
He's going to be very late to the party, though. Eternal Fire, we talked about it. You heard it on the desk. Not going to be ones to let off the pressure. And they're already picking it up. Moving towards the site. Trading out in the first fights. Avez under pressure. Caught in the corner. SUYGETSU swings through to help out. Lightens the load as Eternal Fire down to 2, but Necky's showing up big time! That's a triple! Only Narrate left, the backstab no longer! But okay, he stopped the defuse, stopped it before half as well, in there for damage. And running the clock down could be enough with 31 health. A few shots will do. Nekky running out of options and... Yeah, it has been quite a long time indeed. Nice early fight for Eternal Fire. Favian, they push up on A. The gap has been exploited. LewN walking right up behind, and it looks like Eternal Fire might be none the wiser. And indeed they are. Completely caught off. Hit by the paranoia. Oh, that's unlucky. Echo thought it had passed, but he stepped right into it. And now all that remains of Eternal Fire's defense is that A main push.
Oh, okay. Well, there's Izzy evening things up once again. Even still, though, this has gone back from being a bonus round to now being level.
I'm out of here.
Unfortunately, the Viper's Pit was taken out with SUYGETSU. That leaves just the firefights. A bit of utility still available for this defensive side. They have the stun, they have the nade, could clear out a couple of angles, but they're still trying to figure out where their opponents are, and as they strike, it's now all down to Favian. Timing, so he's not just sacrificing a kill, and his team are now moving in on the other side. Nightfall already sent through. Echo in position at the back, but hasn't been pushed out just yet. And as the mid-push comes in, they haven't been able to find Narrate just yet. They do find Nekky, though. The utility coming out from this KC side looking solid on entry.
Such a patient game by Narrate as well, by KC in general. Now freezing towards the site. Echo manages to come up big with one, and Favian found Doja down below. It's a big showstopper. The numbers back in their favor, and now Narrate flying under the radar all round long has been revealed as Echo's hat comes off his head. The spike can make it to the A site. 45 seconds. But they're sticking around. They're looking for the fight here and now. They don't want to win it with a plant. They want to win it by putting some of Eternal Fire in the ground, and now in the 2v2, a much better position to play from. This felt like a must-win round for Eternal Fire with how it started out, but it's once again in jeopardy.
God, the mid-rounding so far has been good from KC. You could see, I think you can visibly see Narrate giving that extra little bit of information with the space that he had taken, and then SUYGETSU, while also waiting behind. There is that Viper's Pit. Narrate's in a good spot.
There.
And I think they saw him. They did. They definitely caught vision of him, but now they've given up the spot. He's going to continue his fight forward. Eliminated by one, but SUYGETSU at the same time found one on the edge of the pit and now looks to wait on the edge of it once again. He'll have to get back in before it fades, but he's not going to. Oh, it just about will. Leaves it into that 1v1 and fading all the way back. Knows where his opponent is. The HP of Izzy will dip further and further, and as that shorty becomes more. But there's always time. Again, this same paranoia setup that I don't think has really caused KC too many issues. Yet to see the sort of depth levels I'd like to from Eternal Fire. They're normally a team that are excellent with varying up aggression. A lot of it has been, we're going to paranoia outside A and try and fight someone, and it's got them an orb. That's about it.
Well, that's because every time so far, pardon me, goodness gracious, every time so far it's been Narrate who's there baiting the utility and TPing out. And this time, they decide not to fight it, because what's the point in dumping the utility in? So instead they sit back and wait.
That in-zone flawless is going to give them a little bit of extra economy, of course, for the attack. You win 6 rounds in a row, and guess what? You can buy into round number 8, and well, what a start. An aggressive push on either side. In fact, the aggression is still continuing. An attempt through mid, you can give it over to your teammate, and maybe even backstab after.
Well, this will be one of the tests for LewN, because Narrate's got so much value from this position with patience, and that's probably the one thing I would say LewN is missing as a player. Spike down, and he's already moving. It's going to be a heads-up fight with Favian, but he gets ahead of it. Catches him off. Echo trading out at least, but he's going to have to trade off.
This does not look great so far. Izzy's definitely had his moments, and what with the operator it will help, but it's not him.
Guess what's happening this time? Audaz alone on the B site. Numbers coming his way, and back up miles away. He'll get one.
Down, B.
At least keeping the numbers even for the retake. The plant coming in for KC without a doubt.
Had a deep operator as well, but position being swept up. They're going to look to try and play towards the market instead, and another nice shot connected. Stun even better, but Izzy was so low on HP, it didn't matter too much, and Echo, this would have to be one
perfect.
Well, unfortunately, the showstopper isn't going to see a thing.
Man.
He's going to get 4. Aves had the spike. If you want to know how confident... A hero play of their own. The problem is, with Aves getting that 1 kill, he was 1 away from his nightfall. So now they've been able to already make things incredibly awkward for nekky. He's only going to get the 1, but maybe, just maybe, he's created enough doubt. The problem is, again, they've just inserted a player. Time ticking at least a little bit low. But this has to be...
He can win this.
A heroic play from audaz.
No smokes.
A little bit disjointed on the push, but they're now going to look to try and take this together, and with the spike already removed, he's trying to sell them a ruse, but instead, now just has to take this as a 1v3. Nice shot onto Dosia. Second player just around the corner, he'll clear him as well. And now it's just him and Narate, but Narate is coming back. And I will look forward to that day. Maybe it'll be this one. We'll have to wait and see. Judge on the other side. Cleared, paranoid. They've heard the judge rain out. In fact, they're just using every single piece of utility. Yeah, Favian, I'm sorry, but that did not work.
That's the thing. Either you offer them individual fights that KC are winning, or you play it slow. Final one for Eternal Fire on the defensive side. It's a must-win, and Audaz has been spotted in the corner. He's been revealed as well. Dove on by 11.
Drive by.
The B side has fallen.
Yeah, they seemed like they had a decent crossfire, but KC made it look anything but laser beam battle, and Izzy's managed to. Even still down to 17 HP, and they've got to be careful. Narate is still just holding that cross. Has a decent angle to swing back in with. They'll at least reveal the positioning, and Dosia maybe a little bit ahead of the curve, but he knows that he's the close player. Everybody else is just waiting for them to attempt the swing.
Fire to face off against.
Oh, here we go. Looking for a pistol round to close out the map, and while Narate doesn't want to add a death to the tally, eventually he will fall. He didn't have a whole lot of support over on that side of the map. And his teammates now will be looking to try and play the retake. A post plant for Eternal Fire at least will go down, but can they hold?
Well, I know somewhere Hypoc is calling for this retake to get started. Eternal Fire waiting for that moment. KC patient on the way through. Point of contact, Avez. He's been having a good game, top of the scoreboard, and it looks like he'll climb a little bit higher. It's KC across the board. They're going to look to up that ceiling and deepen the strap book, but for now, vibes are carrying them far. Not here. As Avez falls early, Eternal Fire on the stinger by, and they've caught Doja in the smoke. He's deleted, and now KC looks like they've hit a roadblock right before 13.
Spike planted.
Of course, they've got so many attempts that the question will be, do you just hold on to the gun for this? Nope, already, SUYGETSU. Well, find one but fall. Now, LewN does have a rifle. He could just opt to bring this into the next round, but when you're feeling confident, you're feeling confident, and I think this man has never lacked confidence.
To heat up.
Either way.
Before that little break into the next map, Eternal Fire's pick of Lotus up next. The question is, at what score will we be getting there? And already, it looks like there might be another for the attacking side. A strong opening with Avez down, and Izzy's caught Doja.
Well, SUYGETSU under serious pressure. But he did well, at least initially. I thought maybe a chance for a little bit more, but for Narate and LewN.
It's a very small detail, but I'm happy that KC are saving. Narate and LewN might not get away with these weapons, but the fact they're trying, they'd normally back themselves up against these numbers with the games that they've been having, but showing us that patient face yet again. Pincer with them. There's a trip in his way, and now that he's broken it, Doja's got to pay attention over in that direction. His eyes diverted as they make it round that corner, now smoked off as Echo strikes, but the shots didn't land. It was a nice setup from Eternal Fire. They'll end up with the side anyways.
Yeah, and then more worryingly, they still have that showstopper, at least for now. Although Favian is getting a little aggressive. Maybe waiting for some form of contact, but contact is about to come through. He's got a lot of players coming his way. Izzy already with one, and he doesn't give a damn about the showstopper. He has absolutely no intention of using it in this round. The 1-2 punch, the 1-2-1 punch, as there goes Favian once again. Really building into this map. This is the guy that we wanted to see. And it's like they're 8-0 down. Immediate showstopper, yeah. Viper's Pit's got to be cancelled. Running through the utility, and it's a nice shot from SUYGETSU. Even still, though, traded out by the double ultimates. A plant will go down, and off rip, it has to be a retake for KC.
And this would have been better if the pit went down, but a win is a win. Nice breakage of the door by Echo, timed.
They still haven't planted. Okay.
As the paranoia lands, and now KC running it back through. Still the 3v3 and a chance now on the peak around the side. Avez unchecked. The smoke goes up just in time to block vision for Izzy, and they're checking their back, catching Echo. This could be it. The final bell ringing as Izzy falls. It is 13. Loosening up the restraints on players a little bit, allowing them to play how they like. And, well, you know how LewN likes to play. He's already in their spawn under pressure, though. Paranoia has hit, and LewN will fall. SUYGETSU alongside him. Now the C side under threat. Doja's rotated in ahead of the curve. A little bit of damage is all he's going to get. The recon's pushed him back, and the stun almost claimed him. But he's able to make it. Out for the 3 versus 3 retake. A nice bit of aggression from Eternal Fire, but the catch onto audaz has complicated things.
They've taken a lot of damage already, leaving it down to
one enemy remaining.
Just one remaining. Izzy versus the world to try and bring them home a pistol, and he's been revealed. Only going to make it ever worse. 25 health, and they know exactly where he is. It is Echo taking space, but it has been noted that him breaking of that util is enough for them to try and rotate back, but Dosia alone has been enough of a nemesis for Eternal Fire. A quick double, not a lick of damage done to him, and his teammates all looking to rotate into position. He goes for a little more, but it's shut down by Echo. SUYGETSU trades, but actually Eternal Fire are doing well to fight this one back. Eventually, that plant looks to come through, but this kill should be fairly easy for Narrate. Only a single body shot needed. And now he can wait. Watch. As Avez looks to come back around, he still has himself a seize available. Haunt. Maybe ticking down. They are taking it.
They realize, okay, now we got to play tight. That from Doja, though, was insane. Eternal Fire were playing this ruse perfectly. Initial noise on C. Get real close.
This is not there. Eyes.
It's
I'm
not
almost
there. I think
touching
it got
the
shot
monitor
again.
with my nose.
Well, LewN's being shot as well. That's the thing. I would expect that to be used just as the flank protect. They're not doing that, which is a little bit strange, because I'd say that is the big advantage. And then obviously, when you're flooding out right now, counter utility being broken, that's a little bit dangerous. Doja able to walk through and isolate one.
Guy.
There is a man in the back. They'll never expect Echo able to take one down, and the fights on the side working out wonderfully. It's a good recovery for Eternal Fire when it looked like there was a bump in the road. But Joy, I just don't see don't see Eternal Fire using Vito for that right now. As Petra said, I think in general, I would agree. I haven't really seen a Vito that I thought that's worth the slot instead of it going to someone else. Now, big burst of utility from KC to keep them back from this C site, but it's all a ruse. Eternal Fire are intending to play this late onto A, but Echo's been spotted and hasn't managed to find the pick in the meantime. At least have the wall to go and join him, but they don't know how many players are waiting on A, and the more seconds go by, the more players will be here. Narrate, not even part of that. There's 3 players on the side now.
They get the crossfire in hand. Man advantage, but not for long. Viper's Pit in position. It was Echo actually playing a bit of a risky game around it. The spams doing damage, and actually, Narrate's going to drop the spike. They also got rid of Echo at the same time. audaz has nowhere left.
For Eternal Fire. I'd like to hear what's going on in the comms.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
Burası direkt. Chamber'la şey de orada. Neon da oradaydı.
Soner alıp dönsene ya.
Ya bir C'di beyler. Şu an döndüler
Base split
ama.
atak bak. Base split atak tamam mı? Gidin kapıyı açıp paranoya at. Gelin base split atak.
Kanka A'da beni görmedi. AP Hobbit.
Bol açtım.
Ömer bekle oğlum
Bak,
ama.
kapıyı aç. Hatta kapıyı açıp denesene kanka. Fight at. Trebi yok mu önünde? Var be.
Oluyordur biri seni.
Var be önünde trebi var. Bol açtım sana. Drop'a backside'e bakabilirsin. Trebini kıracağım ben.
Aa fake
Hayır,
bir
böyle bir
side'daki
şey
bırak.
Kaldım. Yürü. Sızmaya çalış. Yürü. Kurma.
Heaven'da.
Önünde program.
I don't know about you, Tom, but I got a lot from that. It's interesting to get a peek behind the curtain there for Eternal Fire. A lot of talk about getting the spike to a site. Now, that job's being done with the A site taken, but audaz wants a little bit more. The retake already too strong
Nice
for
shot.
KC in a 4v2, but now the herd's been thinned out. And the snake in the grass finds its fangs deep in the flesh of this KC side. Echo might even get away with this, but no, LewN is hot on his tail. Won't let him escape the paranoia, though. Should put him in the ground. audaz left into a 1v1. It's Doja on the other side, still with the paranoia to work with. But his position unknown for the time being. audaz looking the wrong way, and he won't jump.
So I'm going to hold the angle where he walks around. Because the funny thing with that is, that's exactly what Eternal Fire would have done. They would have walked straight through the smoke.
Unlike anything I've ever seen. Feels like every time a team just gets bombed out. Maybe we need a KC listen in. It's the only thing that could slow them down. A 6-2, but hold on. Eternal Fire now starting to show up when they've got the weaker weapons. The opening pick was something, but a hiccup that's turned into a real problem now for a 5v3.
A very direct, fast-paced take, and well, for the defense, economically not in the greatest position in the world. You have to be a little bit careful that if they're going in, if they're going to try and challenge versus Eternal Fire, there's actually a chance for them to win the round. The best chance seems to be with Narrate, and he's already gone. That's the operator lost. And for the remaining two, they need to try and save, but the question is, can they save? Dealing with Izzy gives them a chance. And well, these weaker weapons are hoping to try and find themselves an upgrade, and that they have.
Any stalk into for Eternal Fire. You saw after losing that previous, I don't expect that level of mistake from Eternal Fire, but at the same time, I do expect that same ability to think on their feet and on the fly for KC. Hunter's Fury here. nekky almost taking Avez down. He's done damage, but the kills go the other way. And it's dangerous now. That Nightfall making it much easier to finish off their dinner.
Ah, there they are. Seemingly forced all the way back. Some of that damage, at least, was in the form of the Nightfall, but that certainly isn't. Head ripped off. And right back to winning ways for KC. Only nekky and audaz stand between them, and what looks like a fairly clean round, but they do have to be careful. They don't want to give anything over to the players on the other side, but for Dosia, he really has been unstoppable in this half. nekky now needs a 1v5, and I think he'll be lucky to get the one.
Well, he'll be very lucky now to survive even a couple more seconds.
Pistol round behind. Favian with the chance to evolve into this round, and actually, the aim taken away. Dosia after the last cleaned up in that spot, now he's been cleared out.
Yeah, I was worried for Eternal Fire.
Spike planted.
Stepping right back into the same fight that Doja showed his strength in, but not going their way. The plant is theirs. The retake for KC, all coming in from spawn. The stun gonna set them apart. LewN already dropped down, but it's audaz up top. I mean, audaz relies on that cover from Echo. But Echo has been reliable so far. Big round for Avez. One more needed and found now. They can make it towards the site. Echo standing by, but he's got backup, and nekky's drawn their eye. SUYGETSU can't even make it out of the drop, and by now, the timer is too far gone. They know exactly where he is. Echo's even given him a chance, but not a chance to win. Just to stack the kills in his favor. That spike is to explode. Leaving Lotus half one with an advantage now. Time to defend that lead. As KC on the attack meet the forces of the defense in a big way and leave just nekky on his own towards this A site. Time to take him down, you would think, but nekky digs deep for 2 more. His 3rd of the round connected, and a final will evade him. But Narrate's got 2 more to take down.
Yeah, it's given him an opportunity. Narrate has been fantastic throughout the day, but he's walking right into the double stack up. Both players waiting, and I don't think he knows the other is on that deeper angle. Still trying to hunt down where Echo is playing from, and instead they both look to swing together, but it's a little disjointed. 2 HP in the wall.
Eternal Fire that has put them around down. Rifles out for this squad. Favian stopping any util coming his way, and that pressure towards C is getting Eternal Fire curious towards the A site. That's where SUYGETSU's sitting and waiting. He's found himself one. Has a wall to isolate the next, but doesn't know about the wraparound. And just in time! And nekky's going to be scratching his head, wondering why he was looking that way while stood in the open. But the timing on that flick, absolutely perfect. Favian fights back, though. And it's only a one-man disadvantage. Well, that didn't last long.
Yeah, they're just winning so many fights. Like, you could see it. There's a moment where Favian turns that back into a 3v4, and Narrate goes, no, I'm not having that. I'm going to shut him down. SUYGETSU wanting to fight has dealt the same blow, but with 2 players
towards this side of the map and decide to go back to B. They could end up in big danger! Nekky taking 2! Well, that's a surprise that might send them running.
The spike still all the way back. Push-up coming in onto B, but the problem is they might get caught from behind. audaz, he doesn't have much to play with. He's just trying to hold in case they make a move towards the C site instead. He'll have a very quick backstab, holding the line though. LewN trying his best, but he will fall. Now Favian is able to evolve, waiting on the corner, but it's only going to be the one. SUYGETSU needs this kill, and he needs it now, and he will.
They guys care deep A. They put deep reveal. He might lock.
Want Molly? Veto. There's no need. It should be veto here.
We can end split B, by the way.
Can we just pick?
Yeah, come.
Wait, distance.
One jump shot.
Come.
One went heaven, guys. One went heaven. Viper, I guess.
Wall up, and you stay here. I will recon.
Balls, be careful. Check right.
One in front of B.
I recon now. Well done.
Good.
Find you.
They don't have info.
Wall up.
I will smoke stairs.
He can be on top.
Guys, end B split. End B split. 30 seconds we have.
I will down. I will down.
Open door first once.
30
We'll
seconds
be
left.
split.
I will come with you, Barak.
Like them.
I have to open door though, okay?
The one backside.
Let's go be split. I'll ult. Wall up, Dima. Go. Let me ult first.
Watching behind me.
Involve.
I'll take.
One more C.
Guys, we need to.
Guys, Omen C. Other 2 are probably turning.
Plant. I have sitting.
That one.
They're gonna take me.
Clear.
No, we can't.
I have in front of main. I'm in smoke. Out maybe.
And plan secured now for KC. 2 players stand against them. audaz in main, and nekky about to be spotted up top. Binds 1 to start us off. And the shock dart's good for damage. SUYGETSU eats that down to 63. The second could have taken him out. audaz onto Avez. Now it's getting competitive. Time is against them, but the numbers are in there.
For audaz, wanting to make sure his teammates were covered, but now he needs to do the job himself. In fact, he's just going to duck out of there. Got enough time to use his ultimate, wants to play this as a 5v4 retake. But what that allows for is the Viper's Pit, which is going to make that a lot more difficult.
Yeah, that could definitely be the game changer. SUYGETSU still has a snake bite online, and as time ticks away, that piece of utility could win the round on its own. Already sent through to slow down the push. Makes it an easy spam for Avez. Traded out immediately, though. Eternal Fire keep them at advantage for now. But it's all about finding SUYGETSU. If they can drop him, the pit will fall, and down he goes. Down go KC. See the lead slip. It's definitely a frustrating moment to be in the KC coaching booth. And now they've just lost Doja through the smoke. That's definitely...
The thing is, he's been doing that a lot. Like, that's not a new play. Even since the pistol round, he's been trying to get into that smoke. So it's not even like I would call that luck anymore from the Eternal Fires. I think he is there. I'm going to spam there.
Nonetheless, it's not going to unwrinkle any foreheads on the side of KC. 1 man down, a Viper's Pit on the side of Eternal Fire to fight back into a round, if they even need it. And it's not looking likely that they will. Favian, the safety net, catches Narrate, who was about to sneak up behind the man with the operator. And with a body count stacking up as well, LewN, the last man standing, 11 HP and 5 opponents to take down. They fixed a lot of their issues.
Oh yeah, they're feeling it now, and that's scary to get into a post plant, but they're actually going back.
So, narrate dodge. Oh, this is huge! He dodged the drone. He sat outside the swivelly door and now finds himself an advantage for the squad and the B site wide open. They were trying to fill in the blanks, see if maybe he was creeping his way over the rubble, but didn't expect him to be so close, and that's a common theme for this round. Echo he needs to step forward fairly soon, cutting it close on
the opponents to try and deal with him. Look, Favian's just walked up, and they've TP'd up top as well. Who's expecting him to be here?
Oh, looks like they might have been ready for it. It's a battle the KC don't walk out of without too many bruises, but
they lost Narrate. I think that's a big
TP
bruise.
from Doja. It seems to be expected. It's being cleared as we speak by nekky. The door hasn't opened just yet, but now it does. They'll rally together. The paranoia being lined up. No, it was a smoke. In fact, nekky can still see, and that's going to cost them another body. But the advantage still sits with KC, still sits with the attack, and a very late play by SUYGETSU guarantees the kill onto Echo. Izzy, last man standing, 3 to take down. Or KC are going to be within 1 of an overtime. The shorty up close is final round to fight for overtime, and Izzy is sat with a judge up close on A. They will never expect this, but he only gets 1. And a bit of damage to follow up, but that should have been so much more.
That was exactly where you wanted that gun. And his opponents walked right into the spot, but yeah, it's only going to be the one. A move. Is he going to go into the smoke with an Odin? Okay, clearly baited into the idea that nobody was on that side, and that open is interesting. There's a question of whether or not they start rotation back, but now they catch them as they move. Patience from KC. Even still, though, an evolved Favian waits for them on this side. If there's any man that you'd want in position,
12 seconds.
It is normally him. Time ticking away. They need these kills. They need them now, and it's a spray.
18, but Favian almost stole the show with that spray down. 48 HP, I think, was the difference in it. And this is the problem.
Early drone up. It was risky for Narrate to stick around. But he's hoping he's in an angle where he can stay safe, and he will be. It's like 2 players await them. 2 players that they've seen as well. But they don't fear it at all. And hey, if Izzy could keep hitting shots like that, maybe they'll be okay.
TP out from Doja. He just wants to put distance between them. And the rotations are already in. He'll have LewN by his side as Eternal Fire looked to pressure it, pushing deep, took to the corner, and then the swing comes in, but it's not needed. LewN was there to support, but Doja carried them across the line himself. nekky now 1 away from a Hunter's Fury. Look, there's
Useless.
a chance if he can manage to find a couple of picks, but he needs those picks quickly, and he steps in just as the C's hits. They haven't spotted him.
Back to winning ways.
Taking risks as well. Now getting up close on the wall. Echo hasn't been spotted. Paranoia catches, but he's close enough to see. 2 taken, but 2 traded back. Favian, he's fighting them forward, not letting SUYGETSU out of that corner, and the price to be paid. Another overtime. Unless Narrate can steal away the
player in this server. A chance. He even knows there's one on the other side.
Frustrating round to lose for KC for sure. That was their chance to end the series here. Walk out with their heads held high. Now Eternal Fire have the momentum. They've got the advantage as well. Avez down, SUYGETSU toying with the idea of pushing forward, and although he'll find nekky, he needs more. That trade back puts us even. And SUYGETSU is sticking around now with LewN by his side. Wall up, gives Echo the reposition. With the door open, baits Izzy in. They're looking for this fight, and it will be SUYGETSU to find it. He said it had been a while since we'd seen him in that form of before. Well, what a round it is that he decides to step up. A 4-piece already, and the final will be claimed by K.
Will get their first win.
Indeed.
In a group stage. Like, bear in mind, they went 0-5 in stage 1. Kickoff doesn't have a group stage. So they're looking to get their first point. Their first champion's point. They're probably not going to make it on points, but it has value to be on that leaderboard and not alongside Pacific with a goose egg still.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Pacific can't get a win, but I didn't expect them to get a loss here today. SUYGETSU on to Izzy, starting it out well for KC, but nekky He managed to slip past the Prowler. Damage done back in return. Favian and Audaz both holding on for dear life, and now here he goes again. Sneaky narrate, making the play through the B site. This is space that's already given up though
30
by
seconds
Eternal
left.
Fire. It will get them to plant on the KC side.
Oh yeah, this is going to be so hard to retake. You've got two players that could very easily go down to just spam.
Spike planted.
Also, when they did a retake on this B site, they had the position that we currently see narrating. They're going to need themselves a hero of sorts. And all KC need to do is hold on.
Aves, oh, he's got freebies. Both low players walking through, and it's two picked up.